time coming, but Columbia County is finally starting to make headway towards getting its first hospital. AU Health and Turner Construction holding a hiring event, and they're hoping to hire local contractors to get this done. The subcontractor vendor outreach session is giving people more information about joining that workforce on the hospital project. It'll include a 240,000 square foot building with a helipad. The 100-bed hospital will also include a level 2 trauma ER along with a range of other services. So if you have a business, if you'd like to attend, that's happening at the Columbia County Exhibition Center in Grovetown until 6 o'clock tonight. The University of Georgia continuing an investigation after a car crash killed a UGA football player and university staffer. UGA lineman Devin Willock and staffer Chandler LaCroix were killed in that crash. Police say on January 15th, LaCroix lost control of the SUV they were in and crashed. Willock died at the scene. LaCroix died at the hospital. The university says they will review football policies and take the necessary steps to improve them. Vice President Kamala Harris on her way to Monterey Park, California, where the community is still shaken from a mass shooting this weekend that left 11 people dead. It was one of several mass shootings in California just in the last couple of days. Danya Backus has more from Monterey Park.
Mourners paid their respects to victims of the Monterey Park mass shooting Wednesday. Several of their pictures are set up at a memorial outside the dance studio where the attack took place, ahead of a vigil there tonight.
All of us here believe in safe places to raise our children.
At a separate vigil Tuesday outside City Hall, some survivors reunited for the first time since the massacre, including 65-year-old Daniel Hsu.
Focus my the scene keep coming back, shooting, people running, bloody.
Investigators recovered 42 empty shell casings at the studio. As they search for a motive, we're learning the 72-year-old suspected gunman, who police say took his own life, had frequented the dance hall.
A man who rented property from the alleged gunman told our LA station KCAL News the suspect often complained about who was not nice to him at the dance studio.
Hundreds of miles away in Half Moon Bay, California, the 66-year-old suspect in Monday's deadly shooting at 2 farms is said to be arraigned today. 7 people were killed in what the sheriff's office described as workplace violence. There have been 3 mass shootings in the state in less than 10 days. Danya Backus, CBS News, Monterey Park, California.
The suspect in the farm shootings is expected to be charged with 7 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. A car thief took off with the owner in the back seat. He'll have a hard time defending his actions in court because it was all caught on tape. See the wild ride for yourself when First at 4 continues.
And as we go through this evening, we're going to get a chance to dry things out and staying dry as we go through Thursday, Friday, and the first half of the weekend. But more rain will be on the way for Sunday. We'll talk about that coming up next.
Time and
2 degrees.
She was sleeping in her car at a rest stop when a stranger got in and took off with her in the back seat. Her dramatic rescue, all caught on video. Michelle Bake shows how it all unfolded.
Shown from 3 different cameras, this is the 4 a.m. chase to find the driver, later identified as Kyle Wagner. He's accused of driving away on January 14th in someone else's car. In the back seat was a woman who woke up to the high-speed ride. This is her call for help.
I was in a gas station. My husband just got out from the car.
The victim told dispatch she doesn't know where she is. You can hear her talking with Wagner.
No, I'm not telling anything because I'm really scared. You should get back. Please, no. No, you are not. No, you're not hanging around.
According to a criminal complaint, the victim said Wagner told her he was a truck driver and there was a conspiracy people wanted to kill them, so he was saving her.
Why you take the car from the gas station? Who's following us? My husband, of course, it's my car.
The deputy behind the squad car footage is cited in court documents. He details how Wagner drove at about 90 miles an hour and on the wrong side of traffic. That is until a state patrol car used a chase tactic to cause the car to crash into a guardrail. Watch as the car lifted into the air and airbags exploded. The victim came out first from the back seat, crying.
I was scared. I don't know who's this guy. Who's this guy?
Officers then took the 51-year-old man from New York into custody. After admitting he used fentanyl and meth within 24 hours, Wagner now faces multiple felony charges.
A wild video, and that woman certainly lucky to be alive. Those charges include possession of meth and false imprisonment. The victim is reportedly doing fine now, but officials highlighted the work of the dispatcher, talking with her, keeping her calm, and the victim for doing a fantastic job describing where she was with a cool head. If you plan on moving out or switching apartments, listen up. After the break, information on that new or current renters need to know about.
Checkers,
Today, the White House announced a new plan to fight the high cost of rent. Michael George explains how this aims to help renters feeling the squeeze now more than ever.
From small towns to major cities, the cost of rent is sky high, and it's taking a toll on millions of Americans.
When I first moved, I was paying about $1,300, so now I'm at $2,400.
While prices have crept down in recent months, a report by Moody's found the average renter is spending 30% or more of their income on rent. That's an all-time high. Wednesday, the Biden administration announced a plan for a non-binding Renters' Bill of Rights. It includes actions like asking the FTC and Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to investigate unfair rental practices. The Justice Department will examine anti-competitive information sharing in rental markets. And HUD will look at a rule requiring public housing authorities to give tenants 30 days notice before terminating a lease due to non-payment of rent.
It's great to have the White House speak out about the importance of tenants' rights.
Seamus Roller is executive director of the National Housing Law Project, an advocacy group fighting on behalf of tenants. He calls the proposal a good beginning.
Is what the Biden administration proposing, does it have teeth? Will it actually help lower rents?
Nothing that they propose will lower rents overnight. Some of these things will have an impact over time.
Making a problem worse, many state and federal protections against evictions put in place during the pandemic are expiring.
We're not going to wait for a lawsuit to save us. We're not going to wait for incremental eviction protections to start saving us. That'd be great, but it's not coming fast enough.
Many tenants say if action isn't taken, they could be near the breaking point of losing their homes. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Tenants' rights advocates argue the states need to take more action against issues like price fixing.
Well, as we go through the next couple of hours, our rain chances are going to be going down, and we're going to get a good chance to dry things out as we go through closer to midnight. Tomorrow is looking nice and sunny and a little bit cooler by Friday. We'll have one more check at that forecast when we come back.
News 12, voted best weather coverage by the Georgia Association of Broadcasters. It's the